What's up, YouTube? It's your girl, Shar. Y'all know what time it is. Hit the like button, turn your notification on, and subscribe to the channel because I promise you, you will not be disappointed. Listen, y'all make it do what it do, what it do, what it do. And remember to speak when you walk on in the chat because ain't nobody sleep with you last night. If you aren't following me on any forms of social media, go ahead and follow me at TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and X at Shar's Reality Number 6. If you aren't following me on my backup page, go ahead and follow me at Shar's World Number 6. My email and my Cash App is in my bio section as well as the description section here. And remember that this isn't a chat for children, so if you're a child, you probably should exit stage left. Now that we got all the accolades out the way, hello and la dotted to everybody. Let's see who's in the comment section, baby. What's up, checkmates? I be missing y'all when I don't go live, honey. I be withdrawing from y'all. Let me get my mic hooked up here because I feel like I'm screaming right now. Give me a second. Give me a second. Oh man, oh man, oh man. All right, y'all. I'm hooked up. I hope you guys can hear me a little bit better. Um, Hi Veronica, how are you? And welcome to the chat. Good morning, Purple Queen in the building. What's up, baby? Make it do what it do, what it do. Hi Sandra, how are you? And welcome to the chat. Um, Lady Queen, what's up? Make it do what it do what it do. Is it Alf Mick? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. I hope I didn't butcher it too much, but I am the queen of putting your name in the blender and chopping it the hell up. Don't take it personal. Don't charge it to my heart, but charge it to my head. Hi, Janet. How are you? And welcome to the chat. Tamara, is it Tamra? Sorry about that. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. We thank you for being here. Hi, Frederick. How are you? And welcome to the chat. Mama B's in the building. What's up, baby? Phyllis in the building. Ain't nobody sleep with you last night. Ebony Dancer in the building. What's up, baby? Harrison, what's up? Make it do what it do, what it do. Is it Charlotta? What's up, baby? What's up? Is it Carlotta? There you go. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. We appreciate you for being here. Hi, Connie. How are you? What's up, baby? Make it do what it do, what it do. CDW, what's up? Oh man, y'all here, honey. I'm definitely going to say hello to everybody because you know I love for my people to get comfortable and feel comfortable and be welcome. Come on in and wipe your feet at the door and just stay a little while, all right? And that's what my greeting is about. If you don't like it when you catch the replay, just fast forward a little bit. You'll be okay. Is it Charlotta? Well, Charlotta. Okay. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. We appreciate you for being here. Overcomer, what's up, baby? Make it do what it do, what it do. I see you, Harrimore. What's up? Paper Chaser. What's up? Make it do what it do, what it do. I just like the way your name come off my tongue. It just sounds so cool. So I'm like here for it. All right, guys. Some of y'all gonna like me today, and some of y'all not because y'all know I have an opinion on it. Why not? Okay, why not? Why not? Why not? Um, Woo! All right, all right, all right. Listen, today we're gonna talk about you guys remember that the Fletchers did a family dinner and it was a hot topic here on YouTube. Where everybody was like, oh my goodness, they love the way the Fletchers came through the doors with the smoke blazing, okay? And I too was one of those, right? I was in the comment section, I was one of those in the comment section like, ooh, Nell done cleared the table, okay? I also was one that was like, okay, I don't really feel like Chris had balls in this situation. Okay. I feel like, the roles has switched a little bit. I think that Nell should have piped down a little bit, right? Because remember how I started my channel is thinking about or talking about the behaviors thereof. So it's hard for me to watch something and do not watch the behaviors thereof. If you follow my backup page, you learn that about me. That's like my inner peace, okay? So I say all that to say, these were my different emotions going on at the time. At the time, I was still going through my own stuff, so I really didn't jump into it much. But this gave me a perfect opportunity to jump into it. And some of you know the trifling parents ain't gonna really like this, and some of the parents that think that somebody owed you something or your wife, when you remarry, that your wife becomes your first priority. That's only if your wife is putting the foot forward that she deserved that. Okay, your wife is a bitch. Your wife gonna stay a bitch. There ain't nothing else to say about it. I don't care if she's the new or the old, right? If your wife is trifling and she needs to pipe down, then I'm gonna tell the bitch you need to pipe down, right? So it's simple, right? So we're gonna talk about all these different angles. However, You may not like me because I'm just not a one-sided person. However, I like to find that I'm a fair content creator and I can look at things from a different angle. Not all good for Nell and not all good for Miss Lexi. And hell, it's definitely not good for Chris, my bro over there. And I'm looking at you from two different lenses now. I'm not looking at you the same, Mr. Chris. Okay, but that's cool because you don't know me and I don't know you. I'm just here to have a conversation. Okay. Uh, Behind her, what's up, baby? Make her do what it do, what it do. Leo said, "What's up? This young lady is going to regret this, just like Kiki regretted talking to the bloggers." Oh yeah, baby, it's going to be one of those moments. Although giving you the real tea is different than that as a person, but I think they'll still regret it. Okay, Phyllis. Phyllis said that she's going to regret it. No, Leo, sorry. Phyllis is just behind that. Saying hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Jay Thomas, welcome to Can't Take What Don't Want to Be Taken. He. Jay Thomas, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. Um, okay. Um, I'm forever just Pat. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. Wanted to make sure I didn't leave anybody out. Um, Listen. I don't really get a lot of backlash here in my chat. I usually get it after the video has already went live and I've already talked. I don't really get a lot of people that's talking a whole bunch of junk in my chat. I don't know if it's my tone. I don't know if I don't give off that kind of energy, so folks don't really come over here popping a whole lot of yapping, right? But mods, you are instructed if we do get some of that energy, because I feel like today might be the day, right? Just go ahead and put them on a timeout for a little bit. And if that doesn't work, lock their asses, right? Because we just not going to do it. I just don't have time for it because there's no real reason to get little jumpy over here. There's no reason for that. Okay. So let's keep it moving. 83 in the chat. We're going to jump in. So at the start of this interview, Lexi wastes no time in saying my dad just ain't the dude that you guys think that he is. Okay. She says that they no longer talk. They have not talked since the dinner. They are no longer family. And I'm thinking to myself, damn, Lexi, that was hard. Okay. Like, damn, that's your daddy, right? Then you only get one. And you talking about a person that both of my parents are gone. So that's an emptiness and a void that I will never, ever, have fulfilled. And I know that it's a void that nobody else can do me any good for, right? So I'm like, damn, that's your daddy, girl. Get it together. However, I love how people always quote the scripture that the Bible says, honor thy mother and thy father. And that's absolutely true. But they don't talk about the other portion of the scripture that says that parents do not provoke your children to wrath. That is a big point, because just because they are the children doesn't mean that they have to lay down and let you or nobody else keep pounding on them and punching on them and putting them back and forth in the ring, making false promises to them. That doesn't mean that, because scripture says that honor thy mother and thy father. What it means that do not provoke your children to wrath is a very key component. And I'm the adult speaking, right? Do not provoke your children to wrath means that do not keep poking at your children, thinking that they have no say so. Do not give them the opportunity to say, hey, dad, you know what? You rubbed me the wrong way. Hey, mom. Hey, stepmom. You guys are really doing too much, right? You know what? We don't hear you. Just close the door on us. That means that don't keep shutting the children out, thinking that they have to lay there and give you the respect that your ass ain't giving them, right? That's what that means, okay? Now, she says that they have not spoken since the dinner. And she also says that they're no longer family. And like I said, my reaction was, damn, that's hard, right? She says the dinner was in June. He has not saw the kids since November 20th, 2020. Now, that's a long time, okay? Now, even if the dinner went left, I do want to know what happened in between this time that would keep you from seeing your grandkids from 2020 to what? Now, 2023 when this happened. Okay, that's a long ass time. Okay, so she says he has not seen the kids since then. So one of the first questions, and I'll jump back in the chat in a minute, but I want to stay on topic and I want to stay on task. Okay, so one of the first questions is, what was Chris like growing up for you? Now, I couldn't help but doing this interview, but notice that she really was serious about Chris disconnecting from Chris. She didn't have a soft bone in her body. And it was kind of strange to me because, for most part, girls are more prone to be, daddy's little girls, even as grown adults, right? Girls are more prone to linger towards their dad or lean more towards their dad, as to boys are more leniency to lean towards their mama. They become mama boys, right? But Lexi wasn't having it, nor was she here for it. And one of the things she made clear was his name is Chris, his name is not my daddy. And she made reference that her dad will be her mom's now current husband who raised her. He's been there for her since she was 5, and that is who she considered her daddy, which would make a lot of sense why she says hell with a motherfucking Chris, okay? And that's cool. That's her prerogative, and to each their own, okay? She says that she do not know him. She's never been alone with him. That she did not grow up with him. Nell will not let her be alone with him, and or outright. Um, that Nell wouldn't let them be alone in or outside of the home, right? And that's when I said, hold the hell up, okay? And a lot of people that don't consider children as their priority, because you got a lot of trifling ass adults out here, may not agree with me, but I'm going to take it back one, okay? One thing for certain and two things for sure, that baby was here before you married Nell, okay? So who the hell is Nell to come in if there's any truth to this? Now, if it ain't Nell, I'm sorry, but if it is, I have to drag your ass for a minute, okay? Now, if it ain't no truth, sorry, sis, in advance. But if there is some truth, let me say this: that baby was here before you, okay? Who the hell are you to come in between as if you had to listen in on her and her daddy's conversation, or the time that was allowed to her and her daddy, because you probably been insecure about your own decision that you made while that man was married, okay? Now, I said, now, if she lying on you, I take it back. But if she ain't lying on you, you mind your motherfucking business. Point blank, period. That is his child in and out of a season, okay? And there's going to be moments where you are not invited to. You have to be okay with that, okay? Because you don't have to know everything. And whatever the hell your husband wants you to know, he'll come home and tell you. But there's going to be some stuff that's sacred between him and his child that your ass may not know. And guess what? You need to be secure enough in your relationship with your husband to say, you know what? I'm going to sit this one out, because that's what grown folks do. But there has to come a season where you realize, you know what, they are struggling. Okay. Now, I was a stepmother for to my stepkids, when I was married to this individual, and my heart went out to them, because the biggest part of this separation was the children. They grew up in our home. We had full custody of them. They called me mom. So because I had to pick my own peace and my own sanity, I had to separate that. But hell, it still hurts like today. Okay. There's not a moment that I go on my phone and I can look back at different type of things that we've done together: birthday parties, hanging out, picking them up from school, car rides home, shenanigans, that I don't hurt and my heart don't ache. But because of the relationship and how crazy and toxic it got, I had to choose me. Okay. But there wasn't a moment that I had to insert myself. Hell, I encouraged my husband at the time to have moments with his daughter or his son, because he ran so much because of his title where he worked at. He ran so much that I had to stop him sometime to say, hey, bro, you're a little high speed chase right now. Slow down and have some moments with your child. Okay. So how dare I interfere with some children that don't compete to me? Because the things that I did for mine, the children can't do for him. And the things and the love that the children bring him, I could never compete with. So how dare you insert yourself in an area so much like that? Nah, sis, I ain't with it. Let me see what y'all saying before I move on, okay? I do want to get your feedback on what I'm saying. Um, Morning to all. Hi, Felicia. What's up, baby? Purple Queen says morning to all. She's speaking. Jacqueline, what's up? It was a fair interview. Lexi told her truth. I've been waiting for updates from the dinner scene. Okay. Mama B says 100 in the chat, 44 likes. Please get those likes up. They are free, and thank you. They sure are. Y'all got to get it together. Lexi speaks from a place of hurt. I feel like Chris was self in his actions and didn't consider his daughter. I agree, Connie. From what I heard, Lexi is living through her mother's pain regarding her breakup of her relationship slash marriage to Chris, and she's now resentful of the family Chris now has, as well as blaming Miss Nell. Okay, fair enough. Didn't they take pictures for Christmas? I think she did say something like that, Alicia. I think she did. Don't quote me on that, but I think she did say something like that. Leah says, I'm not going to say all, but there are a lot of people who think their parents couldn't do something different, me included, and I'm quite sure my son wish I would have did some things different. Got you. Hi Cheryl, how are you? Welcome to the chat. I agree. Okay, Lexi is only given a part of the story. There's another side. Her mother is more believable to me. Okay. Tootsie says, hello, Shar and Chad. What's up, baby? Lexi was included in the Instagram post November 30th, 2023. Okay, with the receipts, come through with it. Valerie says, Lexi is doing the same thing that her mother did to Chris, just like she's doing with them grandkids. Okay. Season 7 storylines. I love it. Hera Moore says Lexi was one. How does she know this much about her parents' relationships? It seems to me that she's sharing her mother's um perspective. However, that doesn't mean that Chris and Nell are innocent. Okay, and let me say this, Harrimore. Check this. I agree with you, and here's why I agree with you because she did say that she don't really remember much about it. She's all her mom and them relationship. She's only remember Nell because Nell has always been that. So a lot of stuff that she was blaming on Nell, unless it happened now, it really wouldn't have had nothing to do with her today. Okay, so Nell just got blamed for a lot of stuff, and that I can agree with. Lexi drama again. Carlos, we don't. Wait a minute, Carlos, we don't. Another mama drama. Give your act. Oh, get your act together. Thank you. Hi, Imani. What's up, baby? Make it do what it do. What it do. Um, she contradicted. That's what I was just saying, Elf Mick. Um, she definitely contradicted herself several times within her interview. One minute she didn't talk to anyone, and she said she talked to her brother who told her stuff, which is it. She did. Hi, Royalty Queen. Welcome to the chat, baby. Welcome to the chat. Mama B says there are sides to every story. There is. Let's see. Lexi is using her kids to hurt Chris. She is. Because I guess Chris is over whatever this is, overcomer. And it's been going on for so long. He's like, okay, let me try with the grandkids because damn it, I can't win with you. And a lot of people do that, okay? As usual, the producers of Love and Marriage Huntsville focused on being messy, past cheating, and should have asked the Fletchers to follow up regarding Lexi and all of the children during the reunion. I agree. Janice says, I think both women played a huge part in this function. The other kids said that she refused to be part of the family functions, and I believe that was on her mother. Could be. Although that mother sat there and praised her husband like she just lives this perfect life, and that may be true, but I don't believe that she's carefree at all. It didn't give me carefree vibes, I must say. But her mom was a very pleasant person, and she was cute. So shout out to the mama. Okay. Let's move on. I want to stay on top of the chat. Let's move on. So then, um, she started to talk about, Chris, what all she know about Chris, right? And again, Chris is her father, but she didn't refer to him as father. His name was Chris to her. Okay, she says that Chris is attractive. He's funny. He's lovable. He loves to dance, and he loves Sprite, which sucks, right? Let me say this. It sucks that your child has nothing to say about you as if they're not really connected to you, okay? That they couldn't say anything about your fatherhood, your manhood. They talking about you loving Sprite, how you're funny and you love to dance. Hell, we can give all those attributes ourselves because that's what we see here on the internet. You mean to tell me you don't know nothing different about your daddy than we do? That was heartbreaking to me, okay? She says, because I just don't know him. I can't give y'all nothing else that I don't know. Um, so then they asked her, well, when did this start? Did it start before now or was this already a thing? Okay. And I think that was a very good question as well as a fair question. Um, so then she starts saying that this is when things got a little tricky and, we can all pick apart and, say what we say as adults. She says, so Chris and her mom was married, okay, for almost 3 years. The mom came and cleared that up. We were married for 2 years, a little shorter than what Lexi has mentioned, but, let's break her part, debunk her part as much as we can, okay? She says that Nell was the one that broke up her parents' marriage. She says that Nell got pregnant when her parents were still married. And once Chris realized that her mother was not going to take him back, They divorced. Then he married his side chick, right? She let that slip out. Side, oh, I mean Miss Nell. Okay, I said, oh, shots fired. Okay. So she, she talks about that. And then she says that um her mom had a basically hard time trying to get Chris to sign the divorce papers because he really didn't want this divorce. And it's one of those things I was quickly reminded about Kimmy and Maurice, because we all know that Maurice and Kiowa was not really going to get a divorce. They were going to work it out. Kimmy came in between and laid her royal oaks all over the place, allegedly, and she intercepted their process of getting back together and reconciling. So she was a side chick, Kimmy, I'm talking about. She was a side chick, and she did willingly participate in interfering with somebody's marriage. Okay, so that's what that reminded me of when the young lady was talking about it. I said, "Damn, we got another Kimmy now. Now, are you Kimmy point two? Okay." So then they start talking about, they asked her, how do you feel about them being on reality TV? She said that she wasn't excited about it. And this is where you got to be careful, because she said a lot of incriminating things. And you say that you didn't grow up with them, but you're insinuating that they have some type of illegal things going on at the same damn time. Okay. And this is her words, not mine. But it doesn't take a rocket scientist again to read between the lines when she says that she wasn't excited about it. And the reason that she wasn't excited about their appearance on reality TV, she says that they've been trying a long time to get on reality TV, and she was happy that they finally got their wishes, but at the same time, she was not excited. She said that she was scared for them, right? Um, she was scared of what was going to come out of it, right? She says that, what kind of different woman was going to pop up, insinuating that Chris is a ladies' man, and he had many women that he was talking to that probably would have popped up and said, I just slept with him last month, yesterday, the month before, or even today. Shit. That's what the hell she was making reference to, right? So when she said that, she also says that she didn't know, like, how they got all the stuff in their nice big home. So she was worried that maybe that might come to the forefront by them making their appearance on television, right? So basically, in that moment, she was insinuating that they probably had some illegal stuff going on, or something that's not too squeaky clean, that may pop up on television, that she was not, she was afraid for them. Like, y'all better be careful while you wanted this wish to be on TV. Would this expose your dirty hands? Okay. Um, Let me see what y'all saying before I go on. Since Lexi don't have a relationship with Chris, how does she know Chris would have been married? I believe Chris was never married to her mom, and Chris was in the military when Lexi was born. Okay, Valerie. And Chris sent gifts to her children, in which she claimed she returned, but in the same breath stated Nell and Chris treat Chris junior children differently. Sis, are you okay? I know that's right. That's that kind of Tia energy over there. T over there bugging on Instagram. Rick Ross ex. Okay, child, she be tripping out. But that's the kind of flip floppy she giving. Okay. The Naya Craft, welcome, welcome, welcome. Lexi seems exhausting, yes, and she talks in circle. Overcomer says, I believe she knows more about Chris, but she just choose not to say. Yes, you can tell that she still loves her daddy. And she really wanted to air Nell ass out. It really had nothing to do with Chris, but Chris just caught the back end of it because that's your wife, and it is what the hell it is. Intigo says, hey, Shar Reality in chat. First time on your chat, but always look at your videos. Well, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for the constant support. We appreciate you for being here. Lexi is confusing me. On the one hand, she claims she doesn't know these people, and on the other, she knows so much of their inside business. Um, Listen, I'm a little lost too, but I'm with you. Trish K10, what's up, baby? I think it's more to this that was said. It could be. Um, Monet, what's up, baby? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. Purple Queen says, morning to everyone. Okay, I see y'all coming through with the hellos. Please your mind, your manners. Alexi has issues she needs to address. Hopefully, she can move forward in creating a new connection with Chris and her half family. Okay, we hoping for better connections. Chris and her half family, but in my opinion, she's too and mean spirit and feel like she's old. I agree with that. That's a good point. Lottie Dottie, everybody. I thought Lexi didn't with them like that. So how does she know anything about them? That was my question exactly. Um, but if she doesn't have a relationship with them, how would she know if they are doing something illegal? That's my point exactly. Leo says so her mother thinks Nell was the problem. Chris even said he was wild back then. He did. Nell said that Lexi was raised with, where are you? The other children. That is what she says. Mom, this adult child is grown and you are married. Don't be a Wanda, Marlene, and Betty. Stay a Van. I know that's right. I love that cue, baby. What's up, baby? I said it now. What? The fact is, Chris was married, had a wife, impregnated Nell while married. Like Nell or not, the fact is she is shaping up to be a reformed mistress. Period. I agree. And could be part of the reason why Nell just that he cheated on her, because how you get him is definitely how you lose him. Okay, so if this is any truth to that, baby, your turn was yet to come. Okay, it was about time you got your lick. Your lick. It was time, because if you got him the way Lexi and her mother is describing it, okay, you got cheated on. Big deal. Okay, it is what the hell it is. Mama Bees, why would she insinuate that they were criminals if she is not a part of their lives? How does she know what they are doing? I agree. Um, as the Bible says, one side seems right until other side speaks. I agree. And guess what? More is going to come from this, Betty. Watch it. April says, hello, everyone. What's up, baby? Make her do what it do, what it do. The child may be bitter. She has a right to be. I agree. 165 in the chat, 77 likes. Let's get them likes up. Let's go, guys. Let's hit the like button. If you guys have not, hit it. Sometimes it's best to hit the like button when you come on in the chat, so that you don't forget, and you don't have to get up out your seat. You can just enjoy the chat. Go ahead, if you haven't hit the like button to go out, come back in, hit the like button. It's imperative that you do, so that your girl can stay in the algorithm. Okay, say it louder for the people in the back. This explains why they give little buddy so much grace. It does, because Chris, and when she said that on that reunion stage, that Martell remind her a lot of Fletcher, she forgot to mention all his cheating and conniving ways that he remind her of Fletcher. She started talking about his appearance and his cockiness and all of that shit. But you gonna tell us about the cheating? You ain't talk about that, huh? But this all makes sense, so we know that this part is true. Okay, so the next part of this they was talking about was did she expect, a conversation, the conversation at dinner, to go the way it went? She says that she did not, because she says that they have been in a good place with the Fletchers for about 3 years now. And she says that they've been in a good place for about 3 years now. The reason she came was only because they told her that her husband would get the opportunity to promote their business. Other words than that, she wouldn't have not came. At least she was honest and said, "Look, who the hell gonna pass up an opportunity like that?" Okay, so she talks about she says that you don't know, she didn't know her siblings, that she only talked to one of her brothers, periodically. She didn't have his number, but she didn't have a relationship with them as well. Not with the family. She said that her brother told her that the relationship is fake. He don't fuck with them like that. And they're full of shit. Okay. She says that everybody is basically up under Nell's thumb, because Nell is the one that pays for everything. And let me pause there. I can see that. And Nell kind of slightly admitted to that when Nell was talking about the money at the dinner table. And she was basically saying, "You ain't getting your damn dog back till you give me my money." Um, and then she said, on stage, she was like, "We're not even going to talk about money, because if it's going to break up the family, we're not going to talk about it." But she never said that she was going to stop giving the money if it's going to be an issue. And I had talked about that recently when I just did my review on part 3. I said, well, what's wrong with just cutting the money thing off altogether? They're all grown adults and they can figure it the hell out. It didn't make sense to me that she was like, "Oh, I'm going to still give it, and we'll just talk about it whenever, you get it, you give it to me." No, stop giving their asses stuff if they can't pay back. That's how that should have went. So that comment really makes sense, that Nell is basically paying everybody off for these relationships. Okay. So no, she did not think that the conversation was going to go the way it did. One of the things that she said that they did not incorporate, um, But she said that one of the things they did not incorporate and we didn't see, it kind of just looked like she just flew off the handle and started just going crazy and cursing everybody the hell out and storming out the house. She says that um she did. They didn't think she was going to talk about it because nobody, right, said that they were going to be talking about her mother. She says they never ever talked about her mother. Okay, that was never something that they ever did. So that was new when she saw that they were talking about her mother. Okay, she says that the only how that her mom was mentioned was when she would ask for maybe an iPad or something of that nature, and they would turn around to her and be like, take that up with your mom, or we pay child support. Now that's fucked up. Okay, I'm gonna say that because if you're outside of a house that the children are separate and the child may come visit for Christmas or holidays and stuff like that, and the other children are getting stuff and the other child don't understand child support, right, especially not at a young age, child support or your mom, take that up with your mom. So your job is to make your child feel as comfortable as possible. And I know a lot of fathers do it, like take that up with your mom, we pay child support. Nah, but your job was to make your child feel comfortable. So if your other children was getting an iPad, you should have made, and she was coming that weekend, you probably should have made sure that Lexi had one too. And she shouldn't have had to ask y'all, well, what about mine? And you guys go tell her, go talk to your mom because we pay a big check in child support. That was fucked up, okay? And I would think that women of Nell and Fletcher's statue and substance wouldn't have did no shit like that. I'm hoping that that was a lie. That was one of those things that was a lie. Okay, I'm hoping because you don't do that. And she says that she can respect them for that. I say no, don't respect them for that. Call that shit out. That shit wasn't okay. If you brought your other, whether her mom was getting a check or not, you guys obviously could afford to buy her the iPad as well. And you all know when a mom getting the child support, that mom will put them, wherever her bills are, because it's supporting the child. And if it's the light bill, god damn it, that's where the hell the money gonna go. Okay. So she said that they basically told her, go take it out with your mom. If you wanted those things while she was visiting. Okay. She says that the Fletchers um basically had kicked Kiki out. That's why I became, I think, wasn't Kiki the niece? Let me know if that's who that was. Was Kiki the niece they were talking about? I think Kiki was the niece. I almost remember that name fluently. But she said the Fletchers had kicked the niece out at some point, and her mom was the one that came to Kiki's rescue, and basically borrowed the baby clothes and things of that nature to support Kiki when the Fletchers had kicked her out. So um, once Nell had basically chimed in, um, and talking about her mom as well at this dinner table, she said she was shocked that Kiki would even have a comment about her mom, knowing what her mom had did for her once the Fletchers had kicked her out. And then Nell chimed in and she was like, oh hell no, that's it. Y'all done, y'all finite. This is the last motherfucking time y'all gonna talk about my mom. So she says that that it was edited so much to make her look like that, but that really wasn't the case. Okay. She says that they talked about her mom and she had enough. So she took that opportunity to curse Nell ass out. Okay. And basically, she was like, and stormed the hell off because she already made up in her mind that it will never be a time where they will be seeing them again. So let me make my big one now. Okay. She said that uh, all this happened at the dinner table, but the thing is that at the dinner table, they kept saying that she always do this at the dinner table. She's like, well, when the hell did I do this? Because I don't fuck with y'all people. I don't deal with y'all people. Yo, we don't have dinners together. We don't have a relationship like that. So when do I act a donkey like I am now? Right? And I'm like, well, that's a good point. If all this is true, but my thing is, if you didn't mess with them, how did you get to Kiki? You and your mom have a relationship with Kiki. If that's not the case, when did you, your mom, and all y'all become cool with Kiki? I need to know. I do feel like there's a hole somewhere in that conversation. Let me read your comments and then we'll get back to it. Okay. Um, this explains why they give little Buddy so much grace. She is no longer a child, but an adult, and is. Lexi mom is definitely coming off as a scorned woman because they would have friends contact her about Chris, Nell Fletcher are doing on the Love and Marriage Huntsville show if she's been remarried for 20 years now. I agree. It's coming off as her mom still bothered by Chris. It could be. Chris could have been separated from the first wife when he met Nell. I don't believe much of Lexi's stories. She seems a bit embellished. Um, What right does she have to be bitter? That's like saying she has a right to not be in heaven with Christ. With Chris. Wait, when Christ get here, got you. Lexi mom said nothing disrespectful about Nell. She told the same story as Nell with more info. I agree. Um, let's see. Let's see. Exactly. Um, I was bitter with my dad. He never was in my life, not his family, nothing until I found out in 2020 that my mother lied. I'm 63. Wow, that's horrible. I guess better late than never, right? Yet they keep coming to her for funding. I agree. I am six. That comment, okay, told me all I needed to know, and at the same time, I was still asking, sis, are you okay? Agree. Just because Nell and Fletcher are likable doesn't mean they are without fault. I agree. This is as a kid when you are raised with one parent and that parent is bitter because of his slash her breakup, their decision to co-parenting is based on their feelings and not what is best for the kid. I couldn't agree with you more. 219 in the chat, y'all hit the like button. It's imperative that you do. No one is perfect, no parent is perfect. To me, once you become an adult, you see how relationships work or don't work and keep it moving. I agree. Oh, now for me, I'm giving the Fletcher side eye, but Lexi's stories aren't adding up because she was contradicting herself throughout the interview. It was like her reality um, on truth is misconstrued. Got you. Bliss, what's up, baby? Young kids don't understand, in my opinion, and often grow up with a chip on their shoulder. Hi, Rehab. What's up, baby? Make it do what it do, what it do. Felicia says she stated her mother remarried when she was 5 and she wanted for nothing. I remember that. No need to divide the ex-wife and Nell. Chris is listen, I listen. Ain't no difference. I agree. Okay. Um let me see, because she seems to flip flop on her stance and contradict herself. Yes, yes, yes. Bad scene to act out on camera and at the dinner table, in my opinion. Okay. All step parents are not bad. They're easier to blame because their loyalty is to the biological and mom and dad. That's a good point, Q baby. None of what she says makes sense. Well, if she don't F with them like that, how does she know how well Nell cooks? Well, you got a good point. Courtney says Lexi told her mother's story. Her mother has planted seeds on resentment, maybe intentionally or not. Got you. Then the whole car issue, Lance had to pout to get a car to see, wait a minute, so she wasn't isolated. I agree. Sandra, I still like the Fletchers. Dear Lexi is living her mother's pain mixed with hers. Wow, that's a good point. 30 wait a minute, 30 forward, the mother may be healed, but how healed was the 30 years ago? I agree. I believe most are judging Lexi interview harshly because they don't care for the interviewer. Okay, okay. I don't know him like that. I just went over when somebody instructed me to. That's a good point. Hi Taylor, what's up, baby? Make it do what it do, what it do. Good morning, Patricia Dyer. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. Let's move on to the ride home. She says the whole ride home after dinner, she cried. Her husband said, and this was the part I was like, girl, 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 where's your mama when you need one? Okay. First of all, your husband had no business putting the ultimatum on you. The situation was already harsh enough. It was already a lot to digest. It was hard to watch. And your husband gonna get his ass on here talking about something. If you ever bring his children around those folks again, those folks, they're your parents. And this is where I talk about a nigga getting too comfortable. That's what the fuck you are. You too comfortable, okay? You had no business telling her decision with her children, even though you share those children with her. Your job in this moment as her husband is to support her in her decision until she gets tired enough to say, you know what, these folks don't mean me no good. But I don't think this was a good remark for him to make. Talking about if you ever bring his children around those folks who's your parent slash step parent again, he's going to divorce you. Nigga, is that a threat? You need to sign the papers fast enough. Okay, who the hell you talking to? I ain't gonna be able to do that. It's gonna be a no for me. I wasn't feeling that shit at all. Okay. But she shared this, so I thought I'll throw it in there, okay? It's gonna be a no to no. Who is you talking to, sir? I don't understand that kind of language. Don't give me an ultimatum. And if you want to, that's what I believe Marcel be doing to Tisha. If you get on here and you tell these folks our business, I'm telling you, I'm going to divorce you. And she be like, okay, baby, I'm not going to do that. I believe that. All right. So listen, it's in my opinion, but I'm just saying that's what I believe he be doing to her. Okay. So the mom pop in and that interviewer knew that the mom was there. That's why he said it, because you could tell that she was clearly looking over for her mom to jump in. I know I peeped it early on in the interviewer, but shout out to the interviewer because he pulled in. Where's your mama? Can your mom vouch for this or not? Right? So the mom pop in and she's sharing her side of the story, which I don't feel like is relevant. But it was a good twist and plot for a content creator to draw it in and more and get more out of it. Okay. So the mom comes in, she corrects the whole thing that they were only married for 2 years, not 3 years. They asked the mom, do she likes the way do she have anything to do with the way Lexi is viewing Chris and Nell in this moment? And the mom says that she wished that she did, but unfortunately, no. She had nothing to do with this. She encouraged Lexi to have a relationship with Chris, and how she's been with Chris for a long time. She's learned that his behavior is basically a continued pattern, and nothing about him would have changed. So that's how their separation came. Um, so she talked about that. She says that so she said her husband was the one that walked Lexi down the aisle. It was not Chris. Her husband was the one that did that. Again, they said that he's been in her life since she was 5 years old. And she was the one that encouraged Lexi to invite her dad and them, which would be Chris and them. And she even was the one that paid for the pictures. And it wasn't until she said something, because Lexi has already decided that she wasn't going to invite them folks to her wedding. Okay, so Lexi also chimed in and says she's been in therapy for 14 years, since she was 14, excuse me. And I said, that's a long time not to have the proper healing. Switch your therapist, lay down yourself for a minute and try to let God work through you a little bit harder, because that's a long time to be into therapy for the same issue, okay? So they also asked the mom, is Nell the reason why her marriage didn't work? She said there was a lot of women, but and Chris looked like a woman's man, right? Or a lady's man, rather. She says there was a lot of women, but Nell was one of the women, right? She was one of the women that called her house to say, who she was and explain herself. And Nell basically was very apologetic. I'm sorry, I did not know. And I'm basically going to go ahead and leave that man alone now that I know he's married. But she said she thought that would be it. That Nell would leave him alone and that would be it. She says that she had to leave the home to handle some family business. And she knew at that moment that nothing was going to come good from that. And she knew it was pretty much over with him. Somehow, Chris basically pursued her to come on back home. He popped up at I think she said one of her family members' house, or I think a funeral, her aunt's funeral, where she was, and basically pursued her to come back home. When she got back home, all the pursuing that he did, you would have thought he shaped the hell up, but he didn't. She said that she found multiple evidence of Chris basically still out here to his old tricks, right? And one of the things that she found was a bunch of letters from Nell. Okay, so Nell, that he was cheating, but she really one of the part of that evidence would have been him cheating with Nell, okay, or letters from Nell, confirming that they are still definitely talking. That Nell kept talking with him, talking with her over and over again. They even had dinner together at some point, so it was a continuation of things that Nell kept pursuing her, and they basically became trauma bonded from what Chris was doing and has done to this mom of Lexi, okay? And from that's what brought about the divorce. She knew that Chris was not going to change, and she was like, hell nah, I'm getting the hell out of this because this nigga is a Martell. Point blank, period. Okay. She says, they asked her, do you think that that the show, let me see. Oh, did she see the show and what was the thoughts? Like, what was her thoughts about the show? She basically skipped over that question. And one of the things she said was that she's going to start from the way that Lexi came home, the way Lexi was when she came back home. And I'm gonna pause right here so I can read y'all comments, and then we're gonna jump into that part, okay? 236 in the chat. Go ahead and hit that like button if you haven't. Um, Hello, 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 Teller. Patricia Dyer says, good morning, good morning, good morning. That was my first time. Wait a minute. That was my first time on his page. Yeah, mine's too. How does she know so much if she was never around them? She was, woo, baby, the relationship for sure. Q Baby says Shaggy needs to stay out of black family problems. Oh man. I don't care for the interviewer either, but that is Lexi's story, believe it or not. I agree. She's going to regret it, just like Kiki regrets going to that blogger. Okay, why is my comments reloading? Okay. Um, that's weird. Her husband should be trying to do the right thing instead of feeding the foolishness. I agree, Overcomer. Her husband benefited when she was getting money and did. Okay, now we need more information on the husband. What's his clear history? Okay. I'm judging Lexi based on what she has shown us on Love and Marriage Huntsville in her interview with T. Her attitude, disposition reeks of entitlement, resentment, as well as some from a personality disorder. Wow. Lexi must be related to Martell. Nothing but jealousy, bitterness, and resentment when things don't go their way. Okay, Rachel, what's up, baby? Welcome to the chat. People are being very critical, but not critically thinking. Okay. Um, this girl is delusional. Um, Hi, Avia. What's up? Is it Avia or Avia? I hope I didn't butcher it too much, but welcome to the chat. Virgo, what's up, baby? Make it do what it do what it do. Your voice reminds me of Toya and Married to Medicine. Oh, Lord, have mercy. I hope that means I'm going to get some of her money. Lexi also admitted she's struggling with her mental health. Yes, she did. Maybe Chris and Nell aren't well versed or navigated through those issues. Our parties have to be willing to get counseling. I agree. Valerie says, hey Char, what's up, baby? Make it do what it do what it do. 14 years of I guess therapy, and that's how you act when filmed for a TV show. Child, nothing is adding up with Lexi, in my opinion. Okay. I'm confused on how Lexi know so much about people she did. She says she's not around, not judging her, just wondering. We all are. A lot of people felt sorry for Gail Lewis until they heard from the other side. And Gail is also very likable. Um, Lexington sure has a lot to say about people that she says she doesn't really know. You're right. Denise says, so sad. We as a race and a culture need to be better. We have been through enough, in my opinion. Lexi says, Lexi, move on. Don't bring Lexi back on the show. Lexi is saying what her mother has taught her. Okay. I don't think Lexi is lying. It sounds like Chris was not present. He was young and out there. She was around then. Some bit it doesn't sound like it was consistent. Okay, Virgo says I'm slow. Shaggy is her husband. I got you. In my opinion, that's why Chris is quiet in certain situations on the show. I agree, Jess. Maya, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. We appreciate you for being here. So they talk about that. Let's see. Whew. Oh, okay. So she talks about how Lexi came home after the dinner. Okay. She says that Lexi was very broken. It was very painful to watch how Lexi basically kept saying that she didn't know that she was so hated. How she encouraged her child that basically you are enough. She can't control people. And I'm paraphrasing because they used a whole lot of terminology that wasn't necessary. But I'll paraphrase. Basically, she encouraged her child, you're enough. Hell with what your daddy and your stepmommy did to you, but you are enough. Okay. Now I have to say that I can imagine. I'm gonna put myself in her shoe. I remember when we moved to an area while some work was getting done on our house. My oldest daughter went through a whole lot, and the school was basically bullying her. Now, if you saw my kids over on Instagram, my daughter is thick. Okay, she's very thick. She's very She's well rounded in shape, and they were bullying her. Okay, at the time I was married, and I wasn't in a place where I was comfortable enough with sharing with my husband fully what was going on at the time. So a lot of pieces I just did not mention to him because I wanted to be as supportive to my child as necessary because nobody knows my child better than me. Okay. I don't care what kind of credentials you have. That's my child. I pushed her out of my poom poom. Okay. So I knew that that she needed me solely. So I left him out of a lot of stuff, although we sat in these meetings together. And they were bullying her for her lips. They were bullying her for her complexion and, just doing a whole lot of mean shit to my child. Now, when she mentioned this painful part and how painful it was to watch her grown adult daughter basically plop down to her mother in these tears, I could relate because my daughter at the time was pushing every bit of 150 pounds. And the school was bullying her. And she took her 250 pounds, or maybe not even quite 200 pounds at the time, and flopped herself on my lap like a newborn baby. And my baby cried and cried and cried. Now, not only was I not in a place with my husband at the time to relate to him that I'm crumbling and it's hard for me to watch, I had to hold back some of that because his position in her life, I didn't feel like he valued her emotions or what she was going through rather than just being acknowledged as the person with the title. Okay. So I eliminated him a lot from it. So I went through that of watching my daughter of 100 and 200 pounds, whatever she was at that time, to flop on my lap and saying that she wanted to end it all because of the pain that these people were putting her through in school. It was hurtful. Okay, so I definitely could relate to her mother. It was hurtful. Eventually we were able to go back to her other house and she was able to switch back schools and it got better. But that season for that whole entire year was hurtful and painful to watch my child go through that. And it just doesn't get better because your child's an adult. Nobody wants to see their child hurt, adult or not. Okay, so basically she says now seeing the scene was a whole nother story. She says that she had a whole bunch of folks like, do we need to pull up or what? Okay, so I thought that was pretty funny, folks calling, because that'd be me, girl. What you want to do? All right. So basically, Lexi started talking about she's basically done with Chris forever. Okay, there's going to be no relationship. She's done with that forever. She also says that they asked Lexi when will in okay, that's what I want to mention because I'm like my notes look crazy, but her mom basically was saying that once that happened, this was the time for her to ask Lexi, when will enough be enough for you? Because Lexi was the one that really wanted a relationship with Chris forever. She kept fighting, she kept wanting it, and she never basically encouraged her not to have a relationship with him. But now that she was old enough to understand what was happening, and this dinner has given her opportunity to see them like in full effect. Now is the perfect time to ask her, like, okay, when would enough be enough for you? Okay, so that the dinner, while it was sour and sad to watch, it really came out to be good for Lexi, at least the way they described it, because she was able to see these people in black and white, and make a decision in her grown adult life that she don't want a relationship with them. And now I'm hoping for later on for them to have a relationship because parents are precious. But if that's not her desire and it's not feeding her peace, then maybe now it's just not the right time. Okay. Let's see. 246 in the chat. You guys hit the like button. Good morning, Patricia. What's up, baby? Make it do what it do what it do. Lexi reminds me of my niece who blamed her stepmom for breaking up her parents' marriage. They met after the divorce, but let her tell him she was a side chick. Wow, that's sad. I don't blame Nell. You can't have my money without my rules. Okay. I said, now what? I, I knew it was more to this. Okay. Hi, Miss Keita. What's up, baby? Make it do what it do, what it do. Lexi learned a lot from her mom. So what does it mean she is lying? She's basically concerned about her and Chris' relationship. A lot of men do what Chris did. They walked away and start another family. Hi, Dolores. How are you? And welcome to the chat. Um, is it Moshe? I I'm gonna butcher your name, but welcome to the chat, Sis 71. That's what I'm gonna call you. I'm not negating the fact that Lexi and her mother put forth, but I can't help but to think that Martell is behind this to punish the Fletchers because he feels that they took Mel's side. Wow, that's from another angle. Um, I would not have given her sour behind anything. All right. I don't believe anything this bitter adult child says. Okay. Explains why the Fletchers tolerate the have not Scots and party at Black. They fence straddle. Okay. Dolores says if you get pregnant by a married man and you are a single woman, ups that makes you a side chick all day long. And do outside of marital dynamics, Lexi didn't have a lot of her and Chris issues. Okay, that's true, absolutely true. So you don't f with these people unless I can use them to promote me and. Oh Lord, have mercy, and your husband. That's where we're gonna leave it at. I said now what says question is did Mel know she was being concealed by a once removed side chick? Probably not. Lexi mom is in her ear. Hi Electric Design. Hello, what's up, baby? Make it do what it do what it do. It's all over the place. Oh, yes, it is. Taria, welcome to the chat. Pernell, I'm gonna say that because I be butchering names, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all, but okay, don't trust Nell or Chris, and I'm not a huge fan of either. Sorry. Okay. My thing is, if Lexi doesn't want a relationship with her dad, or a bonus family, then why would she have? Wait a minute. Why would she even want to be a part of filming? It seemed like she wanted to expose she truth to the world. Makes a good point. Hi, Dolores. I think I spoke, but if I didn't, hello again. It can't hurt nobody. Good morning, Purple Queen. Yes. Um, and Alex, what's up, baby? How old is little Chris? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm sure somebody else had that for you, but I'm not sure. Okay, so that's when the mom asks her basically, do you want to really, pursue this any longer? When would enough be enough for you? So then the interviewer asked her, well, if Carlos called you today or tomorrow, basically, would you be interested in basically having a segment with these folks? Okay. She says no, life is hard enough, and she's good off of all of that. I'm going to say I believe that the way she talked on this interview, she enjoyed the spotlight. She enjoyed the conversation. I believe that she'll be the first to run to the goddamn segment. Okay. That's just what I believe. Okay. Now back to Lexi. Okay. Back to Lexi. Lexi said, they said, did you watch the reunion? Now, for some people that I hate, I'm not watching the reunion. I don't give a damn what you think. I don't give a damn what happened. I don't give a damn what you're talking about. I don't like you. I don't even want to see your face on my screen. But Lexi said that she watched a little bit of it. She didn't watch the whole thing. A little bit here, a little bit there. Okay. And she says that that she doesn't want a relationship with Chris. If they ever have a relationship, it's going to be in heaven because that would be the only place that she would have a conversation with him at. She goes on to talk about her struggles with depression. I forget the other one she named. She talks about her struggles with that and how she had a very bad episode. There was police call, there was ambulance call, and she was really really bad off. Okay, and she really resent Chris because she says that Chris called even after knowing all this and basically said that he did not know. And she was made a good point. She says that nobody should have to basically tell you your daughter was in a crisis. Okay, you should have had a relationship with me and well enough to know what was going on with me, not just nobody told me. Okay. And she goes on to say that the next time she heard from Chris was 2.5 weeks 2.5 months apart, where he was asking her to come film for the show. So she was like, how do you now, this is the part that was confusing to me. You got a good point. Okay, 2.5 months has passed by. I went through this huge hospital visit. I wanted to end it all. And all you can say is nobody told me. You didn't rush down here on your first flight to come see your child or nothing like that. I would be mad too. But when they called you to film, you ran to film um, because you thought your business would be promoted. But here's the thing: if you were just hospitalized and they didn't check on you, I don't give a damn what you call me for. You didn't check on me. I can't come do you a favor just like your ass couldn't do me a favor. even if it meant you jumping on the plane coming to check on me. So I was a little confused about, why would you go? I wouldn't have went if I have such a big issue. Okay. And then when you got there, it was all you. You were the problem. You were the demise. You were the problem, that, the child that always got something to say and always crying wolf. Okay. So you probably shouldn't have went if you knew it was already rocky. You already knew that you wasn't feeling your dad or Nell, right? And you were already having some feelings, right? This probably further contribute to your depression. It probably further contribute to your decisions to cut ties with your daddy. You know what I mean? So it's really, really, really um it sucks, right? If this happened and he couldn't check on her, but he can call her to film, that was messed up, right? And it should be hurtful for you. So if you're feeling hurt and embarrassed, you should be, because I would feel too, right? Let me see. Patricia says, good morning. She made it seem like Nell got pregnant right after they got together. She did. Same question. I've asked, how old is Chris Jr.? Better be at least 18 months younger than Lexi. You got a good point. We're gonna have to Google it. When her being unforgiving, with her being unforgiving, she's not going to heaven. Well, if she had a great life with the new dad she had since 5 years old, why she's so bitter? Because you know how children just be saying, like, because I know, like, my kids, their dad is not the great dad, right? But I've always encouraged that relationship. That's your dad, da 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 da. Da. But now they're older, they're seeing stuff for themselves, and they're able to make those decisions on their own. And with that being said, they don't give. When I say they don't care, they don't care. So I am confused, but not that's not every child, right? I got one child like my daddy is the best daddy, and my other children like girl bye. All right, so it depends on the child to say that I didn't have a relationship with them and I don't want them, but deep down inside you really want them. And there's some other children that was like, no, I said fuck him and that's what I meant, right? So it could be, either one way or another. All that, all that part, sure, yes. Lexi husband looked like she found him in a. Listen, I don't do outside of my race. No shade to whoever is outside of their race. I don't do that, but he was looking confused, like, what the hell did I get myself into? And he isn't very attractive, at least to me. Okay, the way she popped off at the family dinner, she didn't seem like a fragile woman. She was talking mess. She even said she burned that. Yes, she did say she was going to be you or in that house down. Yes, she did. Chris Jr. is 25. Thank you for the facts, Alicia. We appreciate you. It seems like she's been pushing Chris away. I think it's easier to blame Nell because of her bold personality, not discounting her experience, but she was all over the place. Yes. And then she said that Chris sent her kids Christmas gifts, but she told her mom to send them back because Chris doesn't have her address. Because she said no, hell to the no. But she told her mom to send them back. Now, here's the thing: if he's trying, and that's what you're asking for, allow him to try. Okay. Now, she also said that she believed that Chris only sent gifts so that if they did a follow up during the show, he can say, "Oh, I sent her gifts, but I haven't heard nothing back." Okay, so she was peeping game, and that probably was the case. I'm not sure. However, what I do know is that it's tricky, especially when there's grandkids that had a relationship with him, or that may be missing papa or mama or whoever, right? And then you come with your grown adult self who's not able to put aside your own emotions, right, and work through them right now, and say, no, y'all not seeing them because it's no good for y'all. But who he is to them may be different than what he was to you. So you have to find that balance. I'm telling you, it's not right. I wouldn't tell you that it's right. It sucks. I understand it. My dad died before I even could blink an eye. I don't even remember nothing about him. I hear stories, but I don't remember nothing about him, right? But with that being said, it's a void that I will always fill because I've never got an opportunity. Now, I had a stepdad who was very good to me, but that void nobody could ever replace. But I also noticed that I'm very cold hearted to fathers, like that's trifling. I don't have a in between. You are what I say you are and what you exhibit. But I know that comes from me never having to have to deal with daddy issues because my dad was gone way before I can even remember. Okay. She was in the comments going back and forward with people perspective of their interview. I heard the interviewer kept saying, that. people were asking this and asking that. And she basically was focused on the screen. I saw that. I got you, but Lexi is a whole liar. Okay. Welma, what's up? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. Lexi needs to get on one side of the fence if she have all these feelings about Chris and Nell move around. Okay. Overcomer says, look, Lexi said she would BUR in their house. Oh, nah, she needs to stay in. I know that's right. Stay your ass over there. I will pray for her from a distance. I know that's right. All right, get a little FaceTime prayer going on. Okay. Janice says, yes, a kid will know things once they get older and can make their own decisions. But if she's saying things that happened when she was a child, then that could only come from her mother. You're absolutely right. She is also comparing her kids to her brother kids as well. Now, and that's another thing. How do you know that? Because you're probably searching social media, or your brother is sharing information with you with the folks that you don't have a relationship with. So a lot of the holes she did have, and a lot of it I do believe, and a lot of it I'm like, okay, maybe she just told this out of sequence, right? Maybe she forgot some pieces. I'm hoping, right? Because a lot of it ain't mathing, okay? She is also okay. I read that one. All I heard from Lexi is that she didn't get a new car, and the other kids got new cars. Yes, she did say that. Rachel says, mental illness is serious. You never know which person you're going to get. I agree. I couldn't agree with you more. I'm gonna leave your comment right there because it is serious. Most parents would shield their kids from any drama between the two co-parents, but that doesn't seem to be the case in this situation. And in my opinion, I agree with you. I agree with you. And it just sucks, right? It sucks, but this has just opened up a can of worms for the Fletchers. I don't think that they're ready for it. We know the Fletchers as, Chris Danton just as much as Lexi know him, child. We don't know nothing different than Lexi, okay? We know them as Chris Danton. They're a very lovable family. He's all into her. She's all into him. They got these businesses. They making life. They're traveling. They got the money. They got this big beautiful house, and they just doing what it do, okay? But this just opened a whole nother can of worms because just like we heard over there with Ernest, where different women Ernesto, okay, different women from the woodworks was coming out and was like, he dated me too, he married me too in 1920, he married you in 1921. You know what I mean? Like it was always something. I believe that different women is about to start coming out on Chris, telling how he did this, how he did that, how he cheated with this person, how he cheated that person. That's why I say Nell should have really gave us a better answer than what she did on reunion. Because now look. Lexi done put y'all business out there. She says that he had multiple women. Now, uh, a man of now I know that God is faithful. He can do anything. Okay, a man that messes with multiple women is fighting something that none of us can fix. Okay, we see that every day with Martell. It's a demon that's unexplainable. Okay, so now I have to question: what are you accepting to make sure that you keep Fletcher and your eyesight, okay? Is it looking like you're chasing behind cars? Is you checking his phone every 2 seconds? Are you checking emails? Are you going through his withdrawals and his deposits? And like, what does that look like? Because how you get him is how you lose him. And if that's the case, that you didn't get him, if you got him while he was with his wife, then you're always going to have in the back of your head, what the hell is he up to? I don't care how you slice and dice that thing. That's going to be the whole thing. So I'm going to sit back and I'm going to wait for this, right? Because this is going to hit the fan, okay? This is not going to stop here. And now listen, Lexi mad as hell, so y'all never know who she gonna be on the phone with calling. Like, remember you used to date my daddy? And remember Miss Nell came in there? She's out to get her daddy, okay? So we better wait for the what's next from this, okay? Because it's definitely about to come out. Okay. I met my husband when his son was 12 months old. After he and the mom broke up, we married when the child was almost 3. His son is now 36 and doesn't like me. His mom labeled me as a side chick. Lied. Oh wow, that's horrible. Damn. Um, Lexi husband wasn't confused when he ate up Nell's food. He was like, I like this kind of food. I feel that it hits different when a person calls us those people and they don't look like us. Now you better talk your shit. I agree, okay? Hi Jazzy J, what's up, baby? Make it do what it do what it do. Personally, I don't trust Chris, Nell, Fletcher. Something in the milk just not right. Okay. We here for it because I'm on their asses, okay? Pretty accountant says she's an adult. She needs to move on, get therapy, and keep it pushing. This may be her truth, but not the truth. Okay, okay. I love the different type of comments. All right, guys, we did not do web shenanigans, but that's only because we went over an hour, and I hate to bore you guys completely, but I give a pause to her husband. Every ever saying all of that just from his disposition at the dinner and even in the car and their safe space. He seems like he just agrees with her. Okay. Um, but listen, I'm not going to do the web shenanigans, which I had a couple topics for you guys, but we're over our hour and I don't want to bore you guys. I'd love for my chats to stay at an hour. If it go over that, it's because a lot is going on and we're unable to cover it in an hour. So we're 11 minutes over that hour. So I'll do web shenanigans rather in my live later or my video later because I'll definitely be uploading later. But I'm not going to cover more than that. If you aren't following me on any forms of social media, go ahead and follow me at TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and X at Char's Reality number 6. If you aren't following my backup page, go ahead and follow me at Char's World number 6. If you have not hit the like button under the sound of my voice, go ahead and do that. If you are not subscribed to the channel, I promise you will not be disappointed. So go ahead and do so. Also, let's see what else I have. All right, my email and also my Cash App is in my bio as well as the description section. I know a lot of people be asking me for it. I just don't like to put emphasis on it during the chat. I like to stay focused. She needs to forgive for her own sake. Yes, that's a good point. Nell said that it was going to be her husband when she first laid eyes on Chris. Oh wow, on somebody else's husband. My goodness, you can't put everything on Nell when she was living with her mother, but her mother never took any responsibility for anything that happened. I agree. But definitely make sure you guys are following me on all of those. It's imperative that you do. We also have our membership badges here. You guys want to get that membership. Because it's imperative that you do. We have a lot of fun stuff coming in the memberships, and that is based off phone calls, topics that you guys will be able to pick, and I get to go talk about it. It's going to be fun. So, guys, make sure you get that membership. It's going to be a lot different than what you're doing. And remember, last time I told you guys that I was trying to get my sister to do a sister review with me, and guess what? She agreed. So, you guys stay tuned for that. She's going to do a sister review with me for Love and Marriage DC and so forth. So, when Love and Marriage Huntsville come back, we'll be reviewing that together as well. And you guys can check out my blood sister. All right. So, that's going to be pretty dope. All right. All right. I talked enough. All right. Hit the like button, turn notification on, and subscribe to the channel. I love your checkmates. Welcome and goodbye to all our newcomers, our flip floppers, and also our ones that's been here since day one. Welcome and goodbye. Until next time, checkmates. Bye.